What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Cash's Collectibles, and today we are going to be looking at the Saiyan raised, or a Saiyan raised on Earth Son Goku. As we know, one of my first reviews I actually did about a year ago now was the superhero Son Goku. This is a different figure. I'm gonna be comparing it to the other one. Starting off with the box, we got a little bit of a graphic right here. Some more just shots of the figure. Right here we got Son Goku and a bunch of different poses that they put him in and stuff. I could probably recreate these poses later. A nice little packaging. I love the S.H.Figuarts packaging just because of how kind of clean it is. But I'm going to get this guy open and we'll go check him out, okay? So this is what he looks like out of the box. As you can see, we got 3 different face plates right there. A couple different sets of hands. I think that's like, 3 extra sets of hands. I think there are some custom ones in there. Not custom, but like specific ones, more specific ones. Like there's only one of this hand and there's only one instant transmission hand, which I think is very cool. So I think I'll just go over the figure a bit right here. I gotta loosen up the joints a little bit. It was kind of cold today when he got shipped in, but I mean, I do like this figure a lot. I think I do like the superhero version of Goku just a little bit more. There's something about this figure that just seems a little bit off to me. The joints feel a little stiff. I think that's just a me problem though. We got, obviously this one has this type of like waving hand that the superhero Goku did not come with. And the main problem with this figure, specifically this figure, is that his skin tone, it kind of picks up on camera a little bit more than in person. It's not as noticeable in person, but on camera you can kind of see that he looks a little bit yellow. Let me just bring in my copy of the superhero Goku. You can kind of see the skin difference there. If I just like raise his hands up like that, there's a huge skin difference. This guy's a little bit more pale. Maybe not as accurate to the show. I think he still looks good though. Definitely a lot better than this guy. This guy, he kind of looks sick. Like he's got some sort of illness or something. But you know, jokes aside, this is still a very good figure. I still think some of the colors are a little bit off, like this belt or this chest piece kind of don't match, and I don't think that's very accurate to the show. I could be wrong again, but just personally, I like the superhero version more where these colors match a little bit better. Wanting to go over a couple of the key details in this figure. If you have seen my superhero Goku video, which I highly suggest you do, it's pretty much the same. I definitely, this is a completely different sculpt, especially this torso bit right here. You can see it doesn't come up just as low, or it doesn't come down just as low as the other one per se. The neck, I think, is a little bit different. The chest, as we just said, definitely is. I'm just kind of going back and forth here. The belt seems to look pretty similar. The legs look pretty similar. The boots are much, much darker, which I kind of like the look, but again, I like the superhero version more because it kind of matches more with the rest of the colors, which I do like. We got toe articulation. We can see his joints right there. His back emblem, same emblem that we saw in the superhero Goku, just kind of the main Goku emblem right there. His face switches out, but this is the default face that you get. His eyes are kind of widened, his mouth is open, he's happy. He's kind of waving high, he kind of does his little, he kind of waves like that. But I'll put him in some poses later, you guys will see. But I think just the main parts that are different, is obviously the slight color difference, the main gi as well seems a little bit of a brighter orange, which is definitely more accurate to the show, but I prefer the darker, more muted orange on the superhero one. I just feel that looks a lot better. The hair is a little more shiny as compared to the matte version of the superhero Goku. And I think that's all the key points in this figure. We can get into the articulation a little bit later, but I think that's just about everything. So going into the articulation just a little bit more, we kind of got a full 360 head turn right there, as most do. His neck, or I mean his head tilts just side to side, but his neck really does most of that movement on like the more fine versions. So I do like that, how the neck is a little more involved in the articulation process. I mean, you can't really ask for much more from a head. His shoulders, these pads, or let me go a little higher here. These pads kind of do move out a little bit just to kind of get out of your way as well. You can kind of like, you can really kind of transform him and see what parts to try to get like up all the way here or go all the way down. You have a lot of options. You have a bicep swivel. You have a double elbow joint. I think that's double. Yeah, that's a double elbow joint. His wrist swivels just like that. Goes a little bit of a tilt as well, which is pretty nice. His chest does turn. It's not necessarily the biggest turn of all time. That's kind of how the S.H.Figuarts ones do. I kind of don't like the way Figuarts does this, just because it kind of feels like I'm going to break him if I go a little bit farther. But it also doesn't feel like that's the maximum amount of torque. That's the maximum amount of turn that you get out of this guy. So, you know, it's whatever. His belt should move from... It kind of does. I feel like my superhero one's a little bit looser, but the belt does move, as you can see. It kind of does move just like that. I'm kind of loosening it up a bit, which is good. And then the belt can sway like to the side, just like that, which I think is opening a lot of possibilities out of for posing his belt specifically. Let me try to get this belt out of the way. For the legs, we got, oh my god, yeah, all the way up. Pretty good back. Wow. Usually we kind of get like a really bad butt print here that blocks the legs from moving, but this one doesn't really have that. So his leg kind of goes all the way back, which is really nice and fairly unexpected. I guess the superhero one kind of has it. I mean, I didn't really notice all that much. I just checked, so I'm not really sure. But his knee does have that double joint. The ankle has a 360, as you can see right there. And then obviously we talked about the toe articulation earlier in the video. I think that's about it for the articulation. Nothing special, just the average Figuarts figure. I think the superhero Goku is just about the same as well. So that is pretty cool. Now I think this is just about time for the big question everybody's asking. Do I get the Saiyan raised on Earth Goku, this one right here, or the superhero Goku, which is this one right here? Well, for starters, this one is newer. I think it just has a better feel to it, better overall build quality as well. This one is just a tad bit older, but many consider, even S.H.Figuarts, they consider this one to be like the definitive Goku figure. So if you see any add-ons or like extra packs for Goku, like an extra head sculpt or an extra like effect pack, and it comes with anything with skin tone, it's gonna be this yellowish skin tone and not this pale one. So if you're planning on doing any of that, you need this figure to be compatible with any of those extra packs, which is precisely why I bought this one. Couple videos in the future. I mean, it's in the mail, so it shouldn't take that long. But I did buy a Goku pack where it came with a couple of effects for Goku. And the reason that I wanted it, because I think it's going to be super cool. But I needed this figure for it to work, because it's in this like more yellowish skin tone and not this more pale one. So if you're thinking about doing any of that, this one's definitely the one you go with. But if you're not and you're just looking for a good Goku figure to stand alone by itself, I would definitely recommend the superhero one, considering that for the most part, it's just the same thing, minus the skin color, which is the only thing that really changes these two and really sets them apart. Okay, so this is just kind of the first pose I put them in. This is kind of more of a, I don't know. I wanted to use the waving hand and kind of the same facial expression that he came with. Just before I switch it out, I kind of wanted to do at least one pose. I guess he's kind of waving. He's like mid-jump or something. I like it. I wouldn't pose him like this. Obviously, it's not the greatest pose ever. But I just wanted to use something. I'll probably use these parts again. But I just wanted to get something out of the way before I switch to probably more of a fighting stance Goku. Here's another pose I just put him in. This is a Kamehameha pose where he's charging up, as you can see right there. I'll do a little 360. And I'll show you kind of the over part right here. Let me just... So as you can see, he's kind of charging. I think I'll display him from a shot kind of like this. That's actually pretty cool. I might use that as the thumbnail. But I do like this pose a lot. It's just kind of hard to see because it's, I don't know, it looks a lot better in person. But definitely on camera, you can kind of tell how it's a little more, it's hard to see all the key features of this figure. So maybe not my favorite. Here's a pose that I just put him in. This is kind of a charging key pose. Like I obviously you can see I lowered the stand because I want him to be laying flat and flush onto the ground. You can't really see it, but like there you go. He's kind of just standing there. I used the stand just for the extra balance. I did get him to balance like this, but every time I spun it, spun my little like wheel thing, he fell. So I just decided, yeah, I'll use the stand because I have it. So we got that. I like this face that he uses. I feel like it's a lot more, it gives off Goku vibes, gives off vibes of the original Dragon Ball Z cartoon, which I do like a lot. I was just thinking too, maybe at the end of the video, I'll show off some of these face shells or face plates, I guess, and compare them to the superhero Goku that I've got and reviewed previously. I think that'd be kind of interesting to kind of compare them. So stay tuned till the end if you want to see that, if you're interested in something like that. Here is the, I think, fourth and final pose that I just whipped up in this guy. It's kind of a instant transmission sort of deal. He has that faceplate on where he's kind of looking to the side a bit. It's not exactly this faceplate that we just used. If I can focus on that one. This is the one that we had in the other ones. This is a pose that using a faceplate that we haven't used yet. So I think that's pretty cool. I do like the instant transmission poses. I had a really cool one that I put onto my Instagram page off of the superhero Goku. So if you guys are interested in that, my Instagram is in my bio if you just want to check out, because I do lots of kind of figure photography and all sorts of stuff on my Instagram. So it's very cool. Do like the instant transmission. And now we're gonna move on to the next part of the video. To kind of end off the video, I wanted to do just a little bit more like comparing and contrasting between these two Goku figures, because in all honesty, they are very similar, and I think with either one you get a lot of pros and or cons, I guess, because I'm certain that this one is my favorite. This one is the one that I love most. It's the first one I got, and I just think it looks better. But this one up here, as I said earlier in the video, if you ever want to customize it, which I am going to be doing, you need this guy because this is the one all the people like. So you kind of got to decide there. But in terms of accessories, as you can see in these two poses, I'm using these faceplates. This is the one that you saw in the last clip. And I'm just using an open palm and a fist in this one. But in terms of the faceplates, you can really see the skin tone difference between these two guys. It's outrageous. Look at these. This guy is so much more pale. And I just think the detail on this figure just looks so much better than the detail on this one. I think this one just screams Goku. And this one, it could be anybody. I don't know. Obviously, Goku has looked different in terms of the show. This is probably based off more Dragon Ball Z. Well, this one is definitely based off of Dragon Ball Super, because it is based off the movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So, I mean, this is definitely a very modern version of Goku, while this is Dragon Ball Z. So I do get that the art style is a little bit different, and this does look like Goku back in the day. But I just like this one more. This one just looks like Goku. So these are kind of the equivalent bits. You kind of got Goku with a smirk, kind of just looking forward, and then Goku over here, he's not very happy, but he's also looking forward. So that's pretty cool. We got this happy Goku right here, which is kind of the counterpart to this one. I could like zoom in here. That might be a little too far. You kind of got, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the same. This is the basic Goku faceplate that we get. This is the one that it comes with. And this one is the one that this guy comes with, or like is installed on the character when you buy it, right? So it's a little bit different. I do rock with this faceplate. This one is my favorite. I just like the emotion in this one. And speaking of emotion, these two, this one is the one we saw earlier, this faceplate. I mean, it's all right. He's angry, he's yelling, but look at this one. Oh my God, that just screams Goku. He's actually screaming. Look at the detail on the mouth. You can see his teeth, you can see his tongue. This one is just kind of red. There are teeth there, but like, this one just looks so much better, guys. It is so easy to tell. And then the one that I have on the other Goku right there, the side-facing one, is this is the counterpart to that guy right there. He's kind of looking around to the side. I don't like this faceplate as much. It's kind of lame, but you know, it's whatever. The hands and stuff are for the most part the same. You get the little Kamehameha hands, stuff like this. You get open palm hands, which you don't get with this guy, but you do get the like Goku hello, this one, which you don't get in the superhero version. I wish that the skin color was the same, because then I could just mix match them. You get the like the ready stance ones that you get in the other guys. Well, you get the instant transmission, which I talked about. Yeah, you get pretty much the same stuff. I think the skin color on this guy is better. I think the emotion on this guy's better. I think everything is better on this guy. But this one's not bad to have. That's why I have both. So, I don't know. I like both. I think it's really up to you what you want to do with your Goku figure before you buy one of them. This one's definitely more modern. This one's definitely, I think they're about the same price as well. So that's not necessarily a big factor into like deciding, but this guy's newer. This guy's better. I like this guy more. But that one, you'll see in a later video why I got him. You'll see. He's not a bad figure. He just has a little more. I think this guy just got to catch up a little bit and being more kind of versatile within the community. So, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of ending the video off right here. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. Stay tuned for future Dragon Ball Z and other types of collecting and stuff, because I'm going to be doing a lot. I have, I think, one more S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball character on the way, and then I have the big surprise that I'm going to be using this figure for, that I was yapping about all of the video. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you really enjoyed the video, but it's up to you.